Hi there. So this is a quick little demo on how I have my students graphing y equals mx plus b in this particular example using Google Slides. So this is actually what I did way back last spring when our first school closure happened. I have since decided or figured out a way to do it on Desmos that I personally like a little bit better, but this has still worked extremely well last spring. And is a little bit of a lower tech version that I think most people can handle. And so it's just a Google slide with different graphs in it. And so you can assign this through Google Classroom, and the kids get a copy of their own slide, and then they go off and answer it and submit it and get it back to you, and then you can see how it goes. Now, I also use this for the lesson that I taught them. So I started off with a couple of, like match me up here. So it's $8 an hour for his sister. So you just grab the equation and put it in there and so forth. So that was there. We've got this where they can actually go off and type in an answer. What is this one? 5x or 6x plus 20. I think that's right what it was. Okay. So, these are just some other ideas that you can use, but what you're probably most interested in is the sketching part. So I taught this lesson and demoed these two. That's why they're already done. But you can see what it is just a picture of a graph with the equations and some information that I found, and then you go off and graph it. So there's those two that I'm going to leave as samples, like these are examples in my notes, and then this is like their practice afterward. So the concept is this. I'm going to give you a blank graph and equation, and I'm going to give you two pre-made dots and a line that you're going to go off and graph. So I just made these dots with the shapes, but if I was going to use this, and so 4x minus 2, I'm going to go just grab one of these dots and place it right there. And then 4x is going to be up 4 and over 1, so we get that. And it does a pretty good job. It is a little finicky, and the kids took a bit of time getting used to it. And then I just grabbed this line and sort of put it on either side, and that's pretty good. I did tell them that I wasn't too stressed if it was a little bit inaccurate. You can kind of see it's a little bit inaccurate, and that dot is a little bit too high because it is a little finicky, but it does work pretty well, and I really got an idea of whether the kids knew it. I'm looking for an understanding of the concept anyways, so that's good. So, and then here's another one. So it's this one's at 4, so plus 4, and the slope is negative 3 over 4, so down 3 and over 4. So I put a new dot there, and then I'm just going to grab either end of my line, and oops. Like I said, it's a little finicky, but it worked. It worked really well. I was really pleased with how my students did with it. And much easier than trying to get them to sketch these on their own and so forth. Now, they could have actually gone off and drawn their own arrow and stuff, but you can see it's not quite as nice, and you had to put arrows on it, which you can do, but I liked having the pre-made ones already done up. And then, of course, there's a bunch of other ones. And then if you wanted to make more, all you had to do was just duplicate this slide. So duplicate this slide, you get a new slide there, and then go off and change the question. So I make this 5x plus 2. And I've got a new graph here. Probably not a good one. Oh, yeah, that would graph okay on this. It would graph on there. Maybe not. I'm going to put 4 because that'll bother me. But anyway, you get the idea. Okay, and then you go, of course, just go off and assign this slide in Google Classroom. They get their own copy. They go off and move all the stuff and then push submit. You get it back and you can see how they did. So great, quick little way that worked extremely well in the spring, and it might be something that you want to try this year. But if you're interested in the Desmos version of this, then I have another video for that. Best of luck.